Hello all. In this lesson, we're going to talk about the small saving schemes offered by the post office. Now, you may find this topic repetitive because the same has been discussed under the first module in a chapter titled Investment Products. But that was in a PDF format, and I thought of creating a video out of this particular uh, saving scheme because I regard this saving scheme as one of the most underrated schemes which are floating in the market. So there are total 6 schemes which I'll talk uh, about. So very quickly, I'll be discussing the first scheme, which is the Public Provident Fund. Now, the Public Provident Fund is a long-term retirement planning option, uh, which is provided to people who are self-employed and to people who are not covered under any provident funds by their employers. Right? So it is a retirement planning option for those set of people. The tenure in this particular scheme is that of 15 years, and it is extendable to any number of block of 5 years. So it's just not 15 years. After 15 years, you get a letter from the post office or banks, and they ask you to whether you want to continue with the scheme or do you want to get the money back. So you can extend this scheme for any number of block of 5 years, right? So in other words, there is no lock-in period as such. I mean, the lock-in period is 15 years, but post that it's completely up to you. You can open up your public provident fund account with a designated post office or even with your banks. It could be a private bank or a public sector bank. So you need to ask your banker whether they are opening public provident fund or not. The minimum amount which needs to be invested in this particular scheme per annum is 500, and the maximum which you can invest is 1.5 lakhs per annum is what you can invest. It is eligible under the section 80C. Now, section 80C is one of the the categories while filing the income tax return. So you get a deduction in that. So currently that deduction is capped at 1,50,000. So if you make any deposits in the public provident fund and if you mention the same in your income tax return, you'll not be liable to pay any of the tax. So that is the beauty of the scheme, that it's a tax saving product. It enjoys a triple E status. Now, what is triple E status? Triple E status is nothing but there are 3 E's in it. So there are 3 forms of or 3 levels of investment which are there. The first level is the deposit level. So once you deposit the money in the PPF account, uh, there is no tax liability in that front. That is the first E. The second E is that once the amount reaches the PPF, so there is obviously an interest which you'll get. So suppose that interest is 8% per annum, right? So suppose you deposit 1 lakh and on 8%, so you get something close to 8,000 rupees. Okay, so this 8,000, again, it's not subject to any tax. And finally, say after 15 years, you wish to withdraw your money, the entire corpus which you have generated over the past 15 years, the amount of money which you get in your savings account from PPF account, again, no tax will be charged on that. So it enjoys triple E status. So on every stage there is no taxation liability in the hands of the investor.